you may have heard of the 1300 horsepower twin-turboed Corvette clad in carbon Kevlar, built and driven by Feras Qartoumy. Feras' success has led him to take on World Time Attack Challenge, an Australian motorsport spectacle that attracts top talent from around the world to compete in the sport we call time attack. Some of the most impressive car builds in the world can be found here. And unlike many other motorsport disciplines, they're all geared for just one perfect lap and based off-road going cars in the spirit of tuning. It's only natural that some of the best Japanese drivers make their way over to compete every year. The spirit of time attack originated from top tuning shops and privateers taking to Tsukuba Circuit in Japan to show off their skills by putting down the fastest lap. Time attack has evolved since and reached all corners of the earth. Time Attack News with parent channel Car Plus Tuner bring you the most exciting content derived from this phenomenon and share feature videos like this on our Car Plus Tuner channel. Be sure to subscribe for more stories in motorsport and tuner culture. This Californian turned Texan started his time attack story with a naturally aspirated C6 Corvette. A victory at Super Lap Battle at Circuit of the Americas granted him a free turbo from Garrett, an event sponsor. This turned into the mirrored twin-turbo setup the car is well known for today and accelerated Feras' growth as one of the top American time attack drivers. The track record setter entered 2023 with a new carbon Kevlar body, along with refinements from competing at circuits all around the country. This year began with an announcement for his World Time Attack Challenge 2023 participation and great momentum from a Super Lap Battle 2023 overall time attack win. With more records secured, it was time to make final preparations and ship the car out to Australia. Let's take a look at the car as prepped for World Time Attack 2023. An LSR aluminium block built by LME powers the Corvette, and it was tuned for a maximum of 1300 horsepower as managed by the Motec ECU. This is made possible with mirrored Garrett G35900 turbochargers visible from outside of the car for better heat management. The PPG 6-speed sequential allows for lightning-fast shifts. Bosch Motorsports ABS and a custom-tailored Alcon Corvette brake package give Feras the confidence to brake late. An aero package by Feras Engineering keep the Michelin slicks planted to the ground, and an IBAC dual spring setup that utilizes a bump spring helps settle the car while keeping it off the ground under high aerodynamic loads. Inside the car you'll find a Motec C127 dash behind the Momo steering wheel, one suited up Feras Qartoumy. After taking in the sights of Sydney for the first time, it was time to head to the circuit where the car would be waiting in its shipping container. With the event taking place Friday and Saturday, Feras had only Thursday to sort out the car and translate his racing simulator practice at Sydney Motorsport Park to real-life muscle memory. The circuit is an FIA Grade 2 facility and known for its high-speed sweeping Turn 1, a high-commitment turn for high downforce cars coming off the high-speed straight. We took a moment with Feras to catch up and ask about his outlook on the event.
We made it to Sydney, Australia. Last night we got here and it was raining pretty bad. So when we got on track this morning, it was still a little bit damp. There was some pushing and just not a lot of overall grip out there. I ran this track a lot on the sim, and so it drove a little bit different on the sim than it drives in person. A lot of the turns are longer, the straightaways are a little bit shorter in some areas. So it was kind of cool just to have to forget everything that I did on the sim and just kind of use sight points and kind of just pick up a new track.
How was it?
Fun. Turn 1's not as scary as you think.
compared to the sim?
Yeah, I almost went for it at full throttle. I was like, just hold up. It's the first time on the track, but yeah, it's very green out there. The front end doesn't really want to grip. But I mean, I did a minute 30 on my first couple laps around the track, so I think that's really good. Right now we've been on low boost, about 800 horsepower, and we're approaching it at 175 miles an hour and just kind of letting off, creeping closer and closer to the turn. So I don't know if by the end of this event, if I'll be comfortable enough to be flat out. I highly doubt it. But as of right now, we're in a really good comfort zone where I feel like the car is happy. It's maintaining the speeds, and it's taking the corners at the speeds that we're approaching it at. So yeah, beautiful day here. We're in the same garage as the legend RP968. These guys have an amazing vehicle. It's actually, when I was at M-Tron, we were sharing the facility. They were on the dyno, I went on the dyno. They were on the lift, I went on the lift. So it was pretty cool for one of the fastest cars in the US to share a garage with the fastest car technically in the world in time attack. So super humbled to be in here and to experience this. And you know, Australia is a beautiful place, and it's really cool to see all these really amazing cars and builds that are here.
World Time Attack Challenge has Pro and Pro-Am class, the latter of which Feras would be competing in. Pro-Am saw Japanese drivers Tetsushiro Kurokawa and Mitsuyoshi Nishio join in this year, among some stiff competition like the Tanuki S13, the Croydon Racing R34, GTR, Ginettas and more. With the car tidied for the first day of competition, it was time to leave Sydney Motorsport Park and head back to the hotel.
Good morning everyone from Sydney Motorsport Park, destination New South Wales.
And make sure you go up to timing to grab the timing transponder. If you don't get a timing transponder, you won't get times. It's simple. So, and what are we here for? Time.
Car number 10.
Yeah, it's
for Yep. And probably one of the biggest changes that we've seen is Pro and Pro-Am going to the slick tyre. Give me your thoughts.
The slick tyre rule is one Feras is familiar with, but for World Time Attack teams that have previously been pushing the limits of the DOT tyre, this meant an extra attempt at a perfect lap and a much higher chance of setting records. This was especially true for Bartamoa in the RP968, the current reigning champions and overall record holders.
It looks good, it feels good, it sounds good, is it good? We're going to see a minute one something. There it is! There it is! Minute 18! Minute 18! Minute 18!
This time was particularly impressive as the previous track record for Sydney Motorsport Park was set by F1 driver Nico Hülkenberg in an open-wheel A1 GP car. The Pro-Am category comprised of two groups, of which Feras was in the faster section, and it was time to set an official lap.
Getting ready to go out.
Here is American muscle, and that front bodywork seems to be moving around a lot. You can see it actually sort of fluctuating.
Oh boy! Qartoumy, minute 28.215, he's at the top.
Wow.
Minute 28.215. Remember, this is far from his home track. In fact, he's never median this weekend.
An eventful first session saw Feras take P1. Right on his tail was Drew Hall in the Nissan GTR with a 1:28.3. Feras was forced to bring the car in to address the structural integrity of the front end. Back home, Feras is typically a one-man crew, taking on race weekends with little or no help on site for when things go astray. It wasn't sure what to expect coming into Australia and was taken back by the level of support the locals showed, especially from Garrett Turbo and friends. The crew helped disassemble the car and find the culprit behind the structural flexing in the front end. With welding not permitted in the garages, the car had to manoeuvre through the venue with a bit of direction from Brett Dickey. the front wing mounting that broke off the frame was able to be secured back onto the car, and Feras was now able to join in on the second session.
All of a sudden we've got 3 cars in the 28s in Pro-Am. 3 cars in the 28s, and here comes that V8 Corvette. Oh, Qartoumy, 27.567. That slipped under the radar. So there we go.
Oh, this is heating up.
Oh, here we
got
go.
a three-way battle going here.
So about to head out for session 3, sitting on a 27.5 for the day. I still don't know the track. Trying to figure out braking points and markers. That's like my biggest thing, is getting the car slowed down at the right moment, and then getting it to rotate. The car doesn't really seem to want to rotate, but overall I know where I'm going. It's just trying to just get every last second out of the corners. I feel like I'm probably leaving a good 3 to 5 seconds out there. It's just going to come with time. I mean, I don't think I'll ever really figure out the track here for this trip, but maybe next time we'll get.
The third session was the fastest one yet for Pro-Am. Wayne Lee in the Tanuki S13 briefly gained the lead with a 1:27.540. As the S13 settled into the garage, Feras came around with his hot lap and the fastest time yet of 1:27.016.
Feras Qartoumy getting the hang of this Australian time attack, and he's putting the power down. If he can get out of this corner nice and straight and get that power down, he'll have that 180 plus mile an hour top end charge. He's not bad in the second sector. How does he respond to Wayne Lee all the way from the other side of the world? Qartoumy goes through for a minute 27.016 and goes back. Minute 27.016 and goes back to the top.
Feras ended day 1 of the competition in the lead of the Pro-Am class. The weekend was shaping up well for the American, who came in unsure of what he could accomplish on his first visit to Sydney. And with that, it was time to fuel up and digest the eventful weekend so far.
Feras Qartoumy goes with not much warm-up. Minute 27.016. You've got to appreciate the skill of the man. He comes and does what he's been doing in another country and does it in your own country to realise, wow, that is one class deal.
Saturday is the main event day at World Time Attack. Fans would soon be buzzing through the gates, and the sun was smiling over Sydney Motorsport Park, promising another record-breaking day.
So heading into day 2, we are sitting P1. Yesterday went really well. Just got here, put the tire warmers on, and hopefully the day all goes to plan.
As Feras prepped to take the track, a huge milestone was achieved yet again from the RP968 team in Pro Class.
Hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen, because I think the 1 minute 18.837 might be something a little bit quicker, and he puts it through 17! A 17.86! Don't forget about another minute 18. How about you have yourself a 1 minute 17.86? Another world. Ladies and gentlemen, the most impressive lap you will ever see up till now. Barton Moore has just uncorked the most amazing lap time. Bit of feedback that it wasn't right. Yeah, son. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. That's got to feel good. Yeah, man. That's got to feel good. The Earth just tilted on its axis in Time Attack World. The Earth just tilted another couple of degrees off its axis.
The first session of Pro-Am saw one of the top contenders in the class encounter a major mechanical failure. The Tanuki S13 would suffer an early retirement, preventing Wayne Lee from having another go in Pro-Am, and Tim Slade from getting back in the driver's seat to compete in Pro Class.
Gone for a journey, and that's gone out back. So that one has gone out back. Huge moments here at Sydney Motorsport Park.
We put on the real soft tires, they were sticker tires, hoping that they would do good. and they were too greasy. I don't know if they just didn't come in right or what, or the track temp was just too hot for them. I had the same situation at Kodo where I tried to run the dog tires, and they just didn't have the grip that the mediums had. So I kind of blew turn 2, and I was like, okay, that could have been my mistake. Let's try turn 3 and 4 and see how the tires feel. And then, yeah, I knew it right away when the car wouldn't turn in proper. So we're going to go back to the medium compounds and try to get in next round.
Prior to the session, aerodynamicist Kyle Engineers battered the Corvette in a special paint.
That's a good sounding car. Hi, my name's Carl Forster. I'm an aerodynamicist, and today we're down with Feras and his Corvette, and we're just doing a bit of flow viz on the car. So what flow viz is basically a paint. We put it on the car and we try to see how the aerodynamics are behaving on the car by painting the car with this paint, taking it out for some laps, and then seeing the patterns in which it dries, and that shows us how the airflow is responding around the car. So this is what I was saying about the blocks. See how wide the blocks are? Yeah. Those blocks, all this area is going to be separated. A common mistake is people go too close to the tyre with the diffuser, so you've actually, by spacing a bit away from the tyre, you've got some of the fresh air to come in and spin around. It would have been interesting to see what it would have looked like with the strakes on. Yeah. Because I assume there were strakes here.
Yeah, they got ejected.
So we've been flow visiting the rear wing and the rear diffuser, basically painting this whole area, seeing what those patterns are, and everything looks like it's performing really well on this car today.
This man, the man of the moment, is in the head of the marshalling right now. Feras Qartoumy is about to give us another shot in the Corvette, trying to get him.
Down here with Feras and the guys down here. Seems like I've got a bit of an intercooler problem, mate. Tell us what actually happened out there. You went out there, new set of tyres on, ready to go, and came straight back in.
Yeah, as you can see, the intercooler, we have a big old leak right there. So as I was coming through, I knew we were down on power, and I was like trying to push through, and I was like, man, this is really down. Like, let's just...
Session 2 saw the Corvette lose power. Pro-Am class sponsor Plasma Man stepped in to help weld the end tank that has separated from the intercooler core, which meant that Feras would be able to get back out for the next session while still having time to greet fans.
Again, you look across this sea of people, somewhere across there also is a beautiful Ferrari 308 GTB. Mike Burrows and the guys from Stansworth have brought that car out from America.
As the pit lane walk does come to a close, it's wonderful to see so many young people just embracing World Time Attack.
The intercooler wasn't the last of Feras's problems. Session 3 brought with it some shifter problems, making it difficult to improve on his fastest lap of 1:27. Before the last session of the event, ECU adjustments were made to try and fix the shifter, thinking it was something in the tune. Next up was the Super Lap Shootout. This type of session is commonplace at time attack events and allows the top contenders from each class to set a lap without having to worry about traffic. The final opportunity to improve on time. It's a real show under the night lights of Sydney Motorsport Park.
Corvette. Noticing again he's running on a used tyre. Had a chat to the guys. They've actually gone back to the medium compound. They found that they struggled on the soft tyre earlier, so they've actually gone back to a used set of mediums. Found the car handled better, had better traction.
This session revealed that something with the transmission was either broken or loose.
That this could very well be the very first #1 for the USA to take back at a Yokohama World Time Attack. Oh, Feras!
This dramatic lap landed Feras a 1:27.828.
Gotta let it rip anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a big round of applause. Our 2023 Plasma Man Pro-Am class winner, Feras Qartoumy. Minutes 27.828.
Yeah, so this is crazy. I don't know how we managed to do this. We didn't improve on time since day one. We had so many problems. We blew the intercooler. We broke the frame rail again. We couldn't shift towards the end. We had a missed 3-4 shift in the final run group. We had to do a double shift every time we wanted to shift in the shootout. Somehow the time still stood, and this is absolutely unreal. I mean, to think from 6 years ago when I first got this car, the condition that it was, a completely stock Z06 with the subs and like big 20-inch wheels, to be this thing, and to come here after like researching this and saying one day I wish I could come to World Time Attack, then coming and taking home first place. This is such an amazing experience. Thank you everyone that has come along for the journey with us, and you know, if I can make it back here, I promise you we're gonna hold this record. So yeah, this is nuts.
With much time left on the table, Feras plans to return to World Time Attack next year. But for now, his sights are to head further east to the legendary Time Attack event at Tsukuba Circuit. If you haven't yet subscribed, please consider supporting the channel and give this video a like. And let us know which car or tuner you'd like to see more of as we work on bringing you new content.